Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest edition of St. Joseph's Prep Hockey here on WSJP, where today the Hawks of St. Joseph's Prep take on the Explorers of LaSalle College High School. St. Joe's Prep coming into this game 3-0, while the Explorers coming into this game 1-2. The Hawks looking to get a win over their arch rival, that being LaSalle. For today's broadcast, I'm Ryan Sullivan, joined by Dom Campanaro. Dom, how we doing?
It's been a while since I've commentated hockey, Ryan. You know, it's been actually 2 years. The last time was the APAC championship against a fellow as well as Salle. Here comes the face-off now as we speak.
Yeah, Dom, I was going to ask you a couple questions, but nonetheless, here we go. And here comes St. Joe's Prep along with LaSalle.
Now, Ryan, obviously LaSalle, they've been spectacular on defense throughout the whole program, obviously. The coaching has been his resume. Such a rapid start, you could pretty much say. Like a minute or so since the Fisher penalty, and obviously, he only has a minute 13 left in that, but
we applaud the obstructed view here on WSJP. Obviously, the press box not really in our favor here today, but we are going to make it work. Continue to bring you the best coverage here possible.
Yeah, I would say it was a miracle alone just getting here. Obviously, I got shout out AJ Farrington driving,
Shout out, and now looked like Washlick might have went a bit low there on the stick, but LaSalle going to try and clear it down the ice. Taken away, though, by Aiden Quinn. Washlick, once again, doesn't have numbers, so he just hits it off the glass. This one over to Castelli now. Has it on the boards, being triple-teamed by LaSalle players. It goes over to Quinn once again. Quinn gets it down the ice, almost caught there by Podolka, but unfortunately for him, was not able to do so. And now here comes Mitchell once again down the ice, Stool in front of him. Connor Martin also in the game as well for St. Joe's Prep. Another delayed penalty going to be coming. Prep once again clears this one down the ice. Oh, wait, no.
It was all sides warning.
Offsides warning. I thought there was going to be a penalty there. It was not.
Nothing there.
Cleared down the ice again, and a shot saved by Geary. It'll be a face-off. Yeah, I thought they was calling a penalty. This game's been very aggressive so far.
And it's obvious. Obviously, it's the rivalry. St. Joe's Prep has beaten LaSalle in golf. What else this year? Football.
That was pretty much it. That was kind of the only.
I don't recall what else.
Well, LaSalle got the better in soccer this year.
One in.
So now the power play almost done for St. Joe's Prep, but they have been able to do a really good job of preventing LaSalle to get any shots off. 5 seconds left. Fisher will come back in. LaSalle clears this one down the ice, and icing called, and the Prep will have full strength back on the ice as Fisher will come out, though, for Dara.
Yeah, as we were talking about this, newly historic rivalry. Obviously, I talked to a lot of Prep faculty about that when St. Joe's Prep played LaSalle at Franklin Field. Again, it's something different, something that's unlike any sports culture possible. It's maybe Philadelphia. Sports culture is just what the blood is here.
Indeed, there's Burke, and an absolutely big check there from Cole Sullivan. And the penalty on St. Joe's Prep, that was going to be...
It's like cross-check.
Yeah. Interference called on Cole Sullivan, so 2 minutes in the box for him. 2 penalties here early, Dom, in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, again, not what you're looking for if you're St. Joe's Prep fan here, but it's not surprising whatsoever. You also got to mention LaSalle. Looks like their roster's doubled what St. Joe's is, maybe in energy and in size.
Indeed, and something came off of Burke. I don't know. It looks like some tape. I'm not necessarily sure what that is, but
it looks like a chin strap.
Yeah, it'll be Greenwald though, and Ely to face off as Jones comes back in for LaSalle.
And once again, that's the beauty of hockey. Those quick substitutions. Sometimes you don't even know who your guy is.
That's true, and this one hit back to Jones, who just came onto the ice. Over to France. As I mentioned, LaSalle, they had the power play, so they're going to try and take advantage. They do a better job of controlling it this go-around. Jones tries to get it inside. It goes behind Podolka. This one over to Greenwald.
Watch out for Matthew Jones here.
Shot saved and secured by Geary. Another face-off coming. Just 18 seconds into the power play, LaSalle already got a shot off.
Yeah, mentioning how LaSalle likes taking these shots. They want to get out to a lead early on, and so far Declan Geary's been good at stopping that.
He has been. Jake Ely tries to clear it back, but Francis right there almost ran into the official.
That may have helped St. Joe's out, honestly.
And Podolka. So opportunity for a shot, doesn't take it. Gets it back to France again. Greenwald again. Cross ice pass over to France, and this one off the boards. Penalty called a Salle.
And my hockey knowledge getting exposed here on these penalties.
Yeah, Karangi. Yeah,
I
cross
was
check.
right.
You were
There
right
you go.
there, Dom. Karangi
Hey, I'm
there.
1 for 1 so far, don't worry.
Yeah,
Or
Karangi.
1 for 2, excuse me.
Karangi there with the cross check. So now 4 again. No stool back on there for St. Joe's Prep. Face off coming. It looks like Washlick will be the one to take it, as well as Lunsford. And that's what will happen. This one won by the Hawks, so 4-on-4. Aiden Quinn passed a bit too far left there of Washlick, but he is able to get it back. Holding in. Big fight here on the boards from St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle. Washlick able to clear it over to Aiden Quinn. Quinn trying to find John Wagner, and he does. He gets it to Washlick again. He lost it. This one almost contained by LaSalle. Washlick once again comes up with it, doing a really nice job there. And a beautiful job from Brown, able to check Washlick off. And now into the game comes Martin for LaSalle.
Nice hit away there by St. Joe's Prep. Aiden Quinn, solid defense there. You gotta get it out when you can.
Yeah, Martin saves it for LaSalle. And now here's Noah Stool. Stool clears it off the board. Comes Castelli, power play.
St. Joe's.
Yeah, 5-on-4 for the Hawks, and Fisher goes down. Castelli there on the boards.
Didn't have a guy there to center it. That's what you're looking for. Now you got
Fisher secures the Tommy Ely shot. Tried to get Jake Ely on the rebound. Was not able to do so. This one taken out by Frankie Ely. Over to his brother Tommy. Shot from him again. Saved and secured. Face-off coming. 45 seconds remaining left in the power play for the Hawks.
We talk about brotherhood at St. Joseph's Prep. We have the McKees. Now we got the Elys now. We got 3 Elys on the varsity squad.
Yeah.
It must be a theme here at St. Joe's.
I think it is. I mean, we have the Grassos as well.
We
did.
We
also had the Colberdinos as well. A lot of brother trios and duos and all that sort of stuff at the Hawks.
And the same I just seen was with LaSalle.
Podolka almost took it away. France, they're able to clear it down the ice. There's Tommy Ely. And the Prep, they will just re-secure it. A final push coming in for the Hawks.
It's a good time to capitalize here, Ryan. Obviously, you know, you're 1 man down for LaSalle. See what St. Joe's can do. Patrick Murphy's been
Take it back, and that was probably the final push for St. Joe's Prep. That being Frankie doing a nice job of it, but he doesn't really have anybody in front of him. Pressure, but it's now taken away, and now it's full strength 3-on-1 here. The Hawks trying to get down the ice, but LaSalle have the numbers. Greenwald shot off of Tommy Ely. He just clears us. The Prep can get their line changes in. Tommy Ely once again going to reset. That one over to Jake Ely. Hits that one off the boards over to Fisher, and now once again cleared by LaSalle. Geary will keep it in the possession of St. Joe's Prep. Tommy Ely.
Lost it for a minute there. Let's see what they can recover.
And they are able to recover momentarily down by the Prep. Here's Dara. Tried to center it, but had nobody.
Had to have him placed perfectly.
And another shot taken there wildly by Dara. Now here's Savary's on the boards. Connor Martin was there, but it's secured by Dara. Tries to center it. And I don't know if there was a shot or if it was just, And now, here's Dara on the boards again. Burke able to take over to Dara, but it's off his stick. Burke now secures it. And now around the boards once again. Mitchell for LaSalle. Sapp going to get it back for them. We see him today. Had 2 goals last game against St. John's, and now the Prep down the ice. Going pretty fast here. Here's Cole Sullivan. For second period coverage of St. Joseph's Prep versus LaSalle. Karangi has it again. Goes to Brown instead behind the net. Karangi swings. Nice check there from Cole Gargon. This one in the corner. Karangi comes flying in. 2-on-1. The Prep had the advantage in the corner. Gargon takes it away. As you know, a bit of an obstructed view here on both the broadcast and from us. Here's Jake Ely again. Tommy Ely gets checked there by France. Now here's Noah Stool. Stool down the ice. Off the boards to Ely, and a big check from the back in the neutral zone over to Frankie Ely. 54 remaining. It goes over to Castelli. Dara down the ice. Doesn't have anybody with him, so he just clears it. Handed pass over to Cole Sullivan. The power play. Gargon and Greenwald. The Hawks. And now.
Yeah, not much to do there. 10 seconds left. Last ditch effort if they want to just take advantage of this one guy down.
Doesn't
Maybe they
matter.
will again. It's a
Takes
long
it
run for
one-on-one.
St. Maybe they will again. It's a
Takes
long
it
run for St.
one-on-one.
LaSalle.
Gargon takes it one-on-one.
Looking for the centers. Looking for Tommy Ely there. Going to get open.
Gargon just tries to center it. Saved there by
Welcome to Hawk Talk at the Intermission. I'm Bobby Wright here with AJ Farrington. So, AJ, what do you think the Prep has to do to keep this 1-0 lead in the third period?
I mean, I think they really have to do, continue what they've been doing in the second period so far. They're getting a lot of shots on net now, which is good. We see the disparity, 26-17 for those wondering. 1-0 lead for the Prep so far. It was a real great, I don't like using the word single effort, but a great effort from Washla, coming really all the way across the ice and making a great shot there. Aggressiveness as well, I would say. We've seen the Prep turn up the aggression. Very early on, we had 2 penalties, 2 roughing calls. We had a roughing call about 45 seconds into the game. Great way to set the tone as soon as the first penalty was really over. So the Explorers spending 4 of the first 5 minutes on the power play, but a great job from the Hawks on the penalty kill. And keeping that aggression, we haven't seen those calls as much because, they always say you set your tempo early on into a game. So I would just say continuing overall what they did in that second period with aggressiveness in terms of shooting the puck, but also just physicality.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, it just looks like the Prep is using their possessions, a lot better compared to LaSalle with the shots on goal to do to get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll start by mentioning something as well that the Prep is doing that I think LaSalle needs to kind of try and work off of. The Prep's had a lot of time in the O-zone with the puck here. And if you're LaSalle, you can't win a game sitting back. I think LaSalle needs to be aggressive in terms of crossing in and just really shooting. I mean, you can't score if you don't shoot, and they're not getting a ton of super high-quality shots at the moment. So I think it would just be for LaSalle just trying to, get on the offensive. They've been playing a lot back on their heels recently, especially after that goal, right? You could really feel in the rink the tempo change, and trying to get back in it. Maybe if you're LaSalle, did a huge hit across the middle. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe a big save, but they're playing a little bit back right now, and I think you need that some sort of spark, maybe, if you will, to really shift the direction of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. It seems like they've had more possession, but yet they still have less shots. It seems like they're being less offensive than the Prep, and I think it's kind of led to their demise the first 2 periods, but they can still turn it around. I mean, AJ, what do you think has been each team's greatest strength throughout the first 2 periods?
That's a good question. I think for the Prep, I think their penalty kill has been very strong. Very, very impressive. I was worried about that. There's a couple of them that are going to come with hockey at this level. We see a lot of roughing calls in the high school level. And I think the penalty kill has been very good, along with moving the puck up quickly. Getting into the zone and being threatening as fast as possible. And then on LaSalle, I mean, goaltending's been very strong. I must say that, but Prep as well. I mean, 17 shots, no goals allowed from Geary and Nat. It's been very great. A couple really impressive glove saves as well that have been really stand out to me. But for LaSalle, I would say the goalkeeping most likely. And then, like I mentioned, Prep, very strong on the penalty kill. And very good just crossing in.
Yeah, AJ, I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, LaSalle, need to keep on playing offensively, really get that spark. And as for the Prep, just keep on playing on defense, try and keep that 1-goal lead and just see how it goes. I mean, on the contrast, what would you say is the biggest weakness that the coaches might be talking about here in the locker room.
Yeah, first thing that I would say for the Prep, actually, interestingly enough, is what I've noticed them being as aggressive, if not more, on the 5-on-5 compared to when they've been on the power play. I think if you're the Prep, you got to take advantage of these 5-on-4 opportunities. That would really be my only main critique. I think they played very strong hockey, all things considered. A couple uneven rushes for LaSalle. You know, not a ton of guys getting back for this Prep defense, but I mean, besides that, I think they played a pretty good, pretty clean hockey so far. And then for LaSalle, I think the number one thing that I would bring is just standing up physicality-wise and aggressiveness. I saw in the neutral zone here an attempted hit on Tommy Ely. It did not. I don't know if you saw that one yourself, Bob, but it did not go the way it was planned at all for those at home. Tommy Ely really brick-walled that one there. But I think if you're the Explorers, you just got to keep trying to set that tone physically because you've been really taking it so far this game. So I guess trying to flip that, like we mentioned a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, AJ. I mean, like, just LaSalle, you know, the defense, it's really struggled. And, I mean, the Prep, you know, just on the contrast, I mean, the Prep, they've scored some goals here. They haven't kept possession as well. I mean, one last thing. I mean,
Him already. Tommy Yill's been very good back there. Obviously, Washlick with the goal. Gargan, very impressive stick handling through the middle, especially crossing in. You know, we'll see him carry it multiple times from the defensive zone all the way up to the offensive zone. That's been very impressive for him. We mentioned pushing the pace earlier. He's done that a lot. Braden Fisher as well, very aggressive. You always love to see that in this hockey standpoint. And then I think my main shout out for LaSalle would probably be the goalie, guy between the pipes, keeping it relatively clean for them, all things considered. One goal, but a pretty good presence there, keeping his area clean. So, yeah.
yeah, I mean, excellent point, AJ. I mean, like, those players really involved with the game there. I mean, real game changers here. So, I'm Bobby Wright. This is AJ Farrington, and we'll get back to Ryan Sullivan and Dom Campanaro for the call for period 3.
Welcome back to third Prep versus LaSalle College High School. The Hawks have a 1-0 lead over the Explorers, and it all comes down to these last 17 minutes here at Hatfield Ice Arena. Savarese clears it down the ice for the Hawks. No icing called.
Obviously, you got to be stoked for this one, Ryan. It's the reason why there's 3 periods played here.
Here's Podolka, and it looks like it was offsides there on LaSalle. Bit lucky there for St. Joe's Prep. LaSalle, they were taking it down the ice pretty quickly.
Yeah, and that's something that, listen, no, speed hasn't been on their on the side of this game, obviously St. Joe's extremely fast. We gotta see how long that lasts, though.
Savaries try to get it to Cole Sullivan, who loses it. Over to Washington.
Wow,
And that
that
stick
almost hit us.
That stick almost took
Oh my
That
goodness!
stick almost took
Solid
my hand
goal.
off. That stick almost took
What
my
a
hand off.
sequence!
Greenwald's shot saved. That stick almost took my hand off, Dom. I'm gonna keep my hands away from the barrier.
I'm sorry, I'm just still like 2 fingers.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that wouldn't have been
I was
good.
probably an inch away.
Job getting it away. Ely hits it off the board. Gargon down the ice. Over to Stool. And Murphy able to save it as it was off the stick. I'm sorry. Face off coming. A few one-on-one opportunities for St. Joe's Prep. Down the ice, Frankie Ely came flying in, and he barely gets a check on him. Jake Ely now in for the takeaway, and he scores. Wow.
Ryan, it seemed like it was a penalty shot, so it seemed like it was.
Face off after that incredible shot and goal by Cole Gargon. Geary over to Aiden Quinn. Wagner.
And Ryan, I mentioned it again. We talk about the response. You know LaSalle's going to be starting. You don't want to come out of here without any goals. You haven't yet this season. Obviously, the team is 1-2, not the best performance so far this season. They don't want to drop the third.
Everybody hits the deck. Dara.
Here we go again, maybe.
Try to get it to James Frapp, but the pass was a bit too far behind him.
Hard off the boards as well.
Indeed, and now
Curious if
Lewis.
this call is. I'm honestly.
Geary
Oh,
gets some
icing,
water.
my bad.
Yeah, icing called.
Bit distracted again. Again, how can you be distracted? So much moving parts.
Geary gets a new bottle of water down the ice. And as you mentioned, Dom, icing there. So Washlick will face off. Has the goal today, or one of the goals, I should say, along with Cole Gargon, who just scored a few moments ago. Washlick takes it behind the net with Greenwald, though. Nice job to pass it out.
Very, very close.
Yeah, and now Fisher on the boards. Tries
Didn't
to
have the
center
move there.
it. Wagner, though, shot from him, tries to center. This one cleared out by LaSalle. Aiden Quinn in pursuit.
The Hawks looking for Castelli at the net. Didn't get that move on him now.
Aiden Quinn to Washlick.
Nice run here by St. Joe's. Maybe they can capitalize.
3-on-2. Fisher tries to center it. Shot by Castelli. Oh, it goes off the glass.
A lot of power there, Ryan. Now LaSalle here to see what they can do.
Greenwald has it taken away by Savaries. There's Fisher. On the board now is a fight for it. It's in the air. Savaries and Greenwald. Now Fisher comes in fighting for it. Savaries takes it away. Gets checked hard there by Brown. Now Jones gets it off the board.
Lots of physical contact here, Ryan. I mean,
Gargon down the ice again.
Speed
Here he
never
comes.
slumps.
1-on-4. Gets it around the net. Tries to find an open man. Gets it over to Frankie Ely. Shots. And it's taken away by Lunsford. But Gargon going to try to take it away.
your hands.
Yeah, I was okay there.
Yeah, your PTSD. I saw that.
It probably was how fast these sticks are flying. Cole Sullivan off the boards to Stool, but he's not able to get it. Jones shot from him. Kierska, though, who clears it over to Tommy Ely. Ely had nobody there, so he just clears it by Geary. Goes off his arm, and now here's Cole Sullivan. Martin and Sullivan fighting. Martin and Sullivan fighting in the corner to get centered. 3-0 St. Joe's Prep. 2 goals here in the third period. Frankie Ely
Was done right. You saw James Frack coming around swinging. He gets to the shot there.
Fighting going on between Robb and Boland. Official shuts it down. 12:09 remaining left. Shuts it down. 12:09 remaining left in this game. Here's Jake Ely. Clears it down the ice. And now if you're the Prep here, Dom, do you kind of play defensive now? As the goal has not been added to the scoreboard yet. I don't think it was offsides on the Prep, if I'm not wrong, right? But anyway, here we go. I don't know why the goal hasn't been added.
I don't know, maybe.
And it is now 3-1. They do add to the board. LaSalle cut it to 2 again.
Talk about shot placement, Ryan. There was the best example of it. LaSalle's been looking high the whole day. That's the first shot they had. That was Gary was playing the post the whole time. Mention that.
Yeah, a very nice shot from LaSalle, able to cut it. That was Tak who scored for them. And we were trying to talk about the Prep's defense plans, but now they might have to keep it back offensively.
Maybe
Yeah.
that brings more life to St. Joe's. We talked about stamina. I mentioned it a lot. It's the key to winning games
And
in
now,
hockey.
Here's Washlick one-on-one with Jones. Doesn't really have a shot. Washlick centers it. Oh, it's off Castelli's stick barely, though. Fisher gets it over to Wagner. Cross-ice pass over to Quinn. Dangerous pass. Centers it. Washlick tried a shot. No good from him. Rebounded, though, by
Watch the
Castelli.
center again. They're looking
Castelli
for
off
him.
the boards to Washlick. Washlick to Wagner. Shot from him.
Ooh.
Off of Murphy's glove.
Good look, though, Ryan. No, it's not bad taking those shots. Sometimes he'll fall.
Indeed, Wagner.
Not good look
Off
there.
of France. And now the Prep will clear it as LaSalle. They get Karangi back in, Lunsford and Burke. Here's Castelli. Over
Outman
to
here,
Fisher.
Ryan.
Fisher tries to center it. Not really able to do so, though. Here's Lunsford down the ice, and now LaSalle going to try and get it in transition. Karangi has it taken away, but gets it back. Shot from him. Saved by Geary. Another great catch from him. Face-off coming.
Unfazed might be the word to describe Gary this game. Again, although allowing one goal, every other save has not been as dramatic as Murphy's has been. That might be the time for me to stand up now, Ryan. You know, I've been on my knees a lot. Not comfortable ground here at the Hatfield Ice Arena, but can't complain. Got
Not
a
at
broadcast going.
No, yeah, good. I've had a good day here.
Broken
At
stick as well. I
Hatfield.
mentioned that for, I think it was LaSalle.
Yeah, indeed. There's a broken stick out there. The official going to be able to get it up. Good job from him.
Free souvenir for a fan potentially. Ah, no, I'll put it on the sides.
No, never mind. Nonetheless, and it looks like that's going to be tripping on the Prep, I think.
Yeah, he's going to play on one knee to get the call there, and
Yes, he does.
that will be called.
Yep, that's tripping on the Hawks. So now LaSalle, big opportunities coming. He just got the goal. Now a power play coming up.
Yeah, it's 3-1, Ryan. It's not like LaSalle's down by a huge margin.
Yeah, tripping called there on the Prep. That was on Savaries, actually, not on Cole Sullivan.
Once again, it's very smart by LaSalle to play that penalty. You need an advantage wherever you can get it, Ryan. And right now, 5-on-4 is key to success.
Yeah, and LaSalle, I mean, haven't had much offensive opportunities throughout this game, but they've been able to take advantage here in the last few minutes.
I'm watching an injured France right now that's by mid-ice. So just we'll let it go away.
Jake Ely clears it down the ice to start, so a good start if you are St. Joe's Prep. France over to Burke. Frat tried to take it away, but Burke able to win the one-on-one shot from him. Looked like it might have been tipped a little bit as it went onto the board. France hits it off.
I think he lost it on that shot, honestly. I
Yeah,
think.
I'm not sure.
Didn't have the
Lunsford,
right feel for it.
France shot. It went
Great
off
stop.
of Tommy Ely, and he felt it there on his arm. This one cleared out by the Prep. Murphy over.
I think St. Joe's Prep not lose this game. I think it's the mentality. I think they got it. They might have it in the bag right now. The defense has to lock in. Nice hit there.
Side Gargon stops it with his skates. Not
It's
allowed.
by Ely there.
Not
Yeah, and then-
Prep. Well, it is going to be a
I'm not
face-off
sure.
on the other end of the ice. Greenwald, Quinn, find it, Frankie Ely. And he's just trying to clear it, but was not able to as Jones was right there. Quinn, a tight win.
Defense is swarming Ryan.